Hey everybody, it's the Maurice Brown Show Sports Edition, playing a little pitch and catch with my nephew Caleb.
Hey guys.
He's the next Jerry Rice. Want to show him?
Yeah,
let's
go.
It. You're gonna love this. Ready, set, go! Let's start the show.
Hey you guys, I'm Venus Monique from the hit crime drama Vindication, and you guys should definitely make sure you're catching the Maurice Brown Show on Roku TV.
Yeah! Welcome everybody to the Maurice Brown Show. Hanging out with my main man, co-host Antoine Real Stewart, whose San Francisco 49ers defeated my Green Bay Packers, and because I lost the bet between me and Stu, I'm rocking and hanging out with.
I like that. Debo Samuel. You know what?
Job,
those
Debo.
colors look good on you, Mo.
I don't think so. Anyway, congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers. Excellent ball game. Stu, how you feeling today, buddy?
I'm feeling good. Tough game, tough win. It wasn't pretty, but we got the dub.
Well, James Moore says he's going to give Stu I'm going to get my man Stu to give Jimmy some credit tonight. Do you give Jimmy Garoppolo any credit for beating the Packers?
He contributed to the win, but he wasn't the cause of the win. Special teams was the cause of the win. It is what it is. I think James Moore, he forgets that a winning is a team stat. When you win as a team. We didn't win because Jimmy played great. Jimmy played horrible. We didn't have any touchdown passes. He barely had yards. He threw a pick. He did everything he could to give you guys the game. But, he did contribute to the win. He had a couple good drives in there that led to the field goal. But, special teams was big during that game. So he contributed, but he wasn't the cause of the win.
Well, I would agree with you. I mean, he definitely was not the cause of the win, but I got to tell you this right now. The Green Bay Packers, that was a debacle. And it's going to sound biased because I'm a Packer fan and we talked about it before we came on live, but that was a total debacle on the part of the Green Bay Packers. I mean, the San Francisco 49ers did not score an offensive touchdown. Probably the most potent running attack in the NFL, and Green Bay stopped it. They shut it down, and for 60 minutes they did so, and still found a way to win the game because guess what? The MVP, Aaron Rodgers, could not provide more than 10 points. How much responsibility can you put on Aaron Rodgers for losing this ball game?
I put all this responsibility. I mean, now I will say your special teams didn't do their job, but they've been doing poor, all year. But with the MVP of the league, Aaron Rodgers, at home in the frozen tundra, you're expecting more than 10 points. It is what it is, And he even
No, you're right. It is what it is. I mean, the bottom line is Aaron didn't get it done, and all of this complaining that he did about getting help and this and that and the other, and we're going to talk more about. We're going to dive more into that situation later. But Gene Moore says, let's break it down. The last drive for Aaron Rodgers, he went 3 and out. Jimmy led us to a game-winning field goal. Great point, James Moore. I didn't even really think about that. But when it really counted, Jimmy G did show up.
Right, but that goes to my original statement. Jimmy G contributed. I never said that he didn't contribute anything. He did contribute, just like the defense contribute, just like the special teams contribute,
Right.
just like the defensive line contribute, just like the DBs that stopped Aaron Jones on that long pass contribute. Everyone contribute. Jimmy did what he was supposed to do on that last drive, and we got it done as a team. But it's not a stat where Jimmy, oh man, Jimmy played great and just that and the third. Like we were in scoring position and he threw a pick. That could have been another touchdown. We don't know what type of game this is. Who would have thought that Aaron Rodgers would only have 10 points in this game? Usually when you play the Packers, you got to put up more points in order to keep up with them guys. But, we were lucky that you guys only put up 10 points, because if you did put up more than 10 points, we were taking the L. Luckily for us, it was one of those close defensive games where we were able to squeak by with Jimmy not performing to his best, but he did enough for us to win.
I'm gonna say this before we move on to the Rams Bucks real quick. In defense of both teams, it was freaking cold out there, and it's no joke playing in those elements. A lot of people criticize the play of these guys. It was freaking cold out there. Okay, and we know that was not the 49er offense out there. And even though Green Bay, the Packers, live in that element more or less. I mean, it's not cold like that 12 months a year.
Right.
They were just as cold as San Francisco. It was freezing.
Yeah.
And so under the conditions, I think that has to be taken into full consideration, even in defense of Aaron Rodgers somewhat. Hey, it was cold out there, man. And you got to – that's when you find out if you're a man or not. It takes a man to go out there and play 60 minutes in sub-zero wind chill. It takes a man to go out there and play that for 60 minutes. And so it is what it is. May the best man win. Well, that was the San Francisco 49ers. And they're moving on to the NFC Championship to take on the LA Rams. That being said, and we'll get to that later, the Rams almost gave it away against Tampa Bay, winning it late after being up 27-3. Tom Brady brought them all the way back. The Rams escaped 30-27. Your thoughts on that one?
That was a great game. Watching the game, I thought that Tampa had it. I was like, wow, they're coming. They're really about to do this. Brady's about to pull his magic. But the Rams held it down and ended up, getting the win. Matthew Stafford got his moment in the sun to shine, and show why it is that Sean McVay went to go get him, why he was brought there, and what, Sean McVay saw in him. And he had the ability to go, blow for blow with Tom Brady in the playoffs and get it done, even though, the defense let them down and let, Tampa get back into the game. I wouldn't even say the defense, because a lot of that came from turnovers from the offensive side. Cooper Kupp had a fumble. And, it's just things just started going wrong for them when Tampa got back in there. And with the game on the line, they showed that they could will a win, get it done, make the throws they needed. I don't know what type of defense Tampa Bay was playing to leave Cooper Kupp that wide open. But, hey, they got it done when they needed. So they're heading to the NFC Championship game at home.
Well, I think you feel the same way I do about this. I think we can all say, for those that are tired of seeing Tom Brady go to the Super Bowl, we can all mark ourselves safe from having to watch Tom Brady in another Super Bowl. I was getting a little tired of seeing Tom Brady every year. I'd like to see some new faces in there. I wouldn't mind seeing Cincinnati get in there, and play either the 49ers or the Rams. I'd like to see some new stuff going on. Heck, I wouldn't mind seeing the Rams and the Bengals just because it's just a fresh look. But that being said, Tom Brady will not be going, and I can tell you right now, Tom Brady is not used to this kind of deal. And I mean, it's very strange for him. And matter of fact, he was cited running around like Antonio Brown after the ball game. He kind of lost it. They had to kind of tackle the team. The assistant coaches had to tackle Tom because he He was starting to get a little crazy. Anyway, so yeah, the the Rams the Rams are going to be playing the 49ers in the NFC Championship next week at 6:30, and that's going to be on Fox. And the other ball games over the divisional round this weekend, AFC wise, Cincinnati 19-16. I didn't get that score in there all the way. 19-16 over the Titans. Your thoughts on that game?
It happened similar to what I called it. Actually, Titans put up a better shot. They actually had a chance to win that. I picked Cincinnati to win that game. I thought the Burrows and companies that rookie wide receiver, that run game and everything was going to do enough to beat the Titans. I didn't really have too much faith in the Titans' offense getting it done. I knew the Titans had physical defense, and they was going to give them a shot. And it came all the way down to the end, and Cincinnati just did what they had to do with that last-minute field goal to push them to the win.
And right now, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Maurice Brown Show Sports Edition with Antoine, Real Stewart. We're going to welcome in our other analyst, Aaron Moore, of the former tight end of the Bowie State football team, to the show. Aaron, what's happening, brother?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, bro?
We are breaking down these games over the weekend. We were talking about the Bengals and Titans. What'd you think about Cincinnati shocking Tennessee?
I don't think it was a shock in my mind. I think I like Joe Burrow, man. I was on him when he was drafted. I liked him coming out of college. To me, he's a franchise quarterback. I'm sure everybody jumping on that bandwagon now and see that he's a franchise quarterback. I like their defense. And I just didn't think Tannehill was going to be able to do. I heard Stewart talk about it a little bit. I didn't have faith in Tannehill. First play, you throw an interception.
Yeah.
that's Tannehill. I think he threw 3 on the day. Henry played better than what I expected, but he wasn't. Of course, I think they rushed him back a little bit. I don't think he was 100. Well, he wasn't 100% in my mind. But
no, I don't think he was. He did not look 100%. No,
he wasn't 100%. But I mean, I just look at the quarterbacks. I look at the quarterbacks, and I like Burrow, man. And I just don't understand why Titans try to play fool's gold with everybody know you're a running team. You bring your big boy back, run the ball. I mean, just run the ball and see what happens. I mean, you got two decent backs back there, and just run the ball. Like I don't know why you're trying to play this game where you think Tannehill is going to throw 30 times a game, and first play, run the ball. I mean, I think the coaching staff just got a little out of their too smart. Sometimes these coaches be getting too smart for themselves, and I think that's what happened with Tennessee.
I would totally agree with you. I think that they were overthinking it because the first play was a play action.
Just hand the ball over.
As the game wore on, I also believe that Big Man was not healthy. Big Bomber, he just wasn't healthy. If he were, I think they would have given him the rock a lot more. So I really believe the coaching staff was faced with trying to use him as a decoy. And run him whenever they could, and they were counting on Tannehill being able to take advantage of the threat of Derrick Henry running. But Tannehill, he lost a game. He lost a game for Tennessee. So, and we're going to talk more about that a little bit later as well. But Cincinnati going on to the AFC Championship, and then we have the Chiefs beating Buffalo 42-36, and what may be arguably the greatest playoff game we've ever seen. Antoine Real Stewart, your thoughts on that one?
That was a great game. I agree. It may go down as one of the best playoff games ever, and I think it's going to be a rule change because of it. Where if you get a coin toss should not basically discover who's going to win the game. Like if you come down and score a touchdown, the other team should get a shot to come down and score and then go into sudden death if they come down and score because that came down to whoever hit the ball last is going to win the game.
Let me interject something real quick. And Aaron, I want to flip it over to you next. Oh, by the way, I'm paying my penance. I have to have this background because I lost a bet to Stewart. My Green Bay Packers went down, so I gotta salute these guys. Anyway, so look, let me just say this. Everybody complains about the overtime period in the NFL, and they made an amendment to it by saying, well, if you get a field goal, that's not going to be enough. You got to get a touchdown. Do you know how hard it is to get a TD in the NFL just drive the ball 80 yards to get a touchdown? That's not easy to do. If you can't stop a team from driving the ball down your throat when the game is on the line 80 yards, you deserve to lose the game. I'm sorry. I don't have a problem with the rule. The way that they fixed it before, it was kind of easy to go down there and get within. Hey, let's get it like I don't know. Let's see if we can get a 51-yarder in. You don't have to travel more than 30 yards to get a 50-yard kick. Maybe 25 depending on where the ball is. But to drive it all the way down and get a TD, I don't have a problem with that. Aaron Moore, what do you think about it?
I like that overtime rule right now. The problem is you cannot look past the other 4 quarters and what happened in them 4 quarters. Like you had 4 quarters to win the game.
Yeah.
But now you're in overtime.
Yeah.
And you lose the toss, they get the ball. Stop them.
Stop them.
So of course the stats are leaning towards the statistic. The people who are saying this because the stats are leaning towards whoever win a coin toss, I would say 80% of the time wins the game. But on the other hand, you still have 4 quarters to win the game.
Right.
So I mean, I just think this is the NFL. This is not college. This is not high school. This is the NFL. You know the rules. Hey, if they get in field goal range, let's just hold them to a field goal. We get the ball back. We got a chance to win.
Yeah.
So hold them to a field goal. If they get in field goal range, hold them to a field goal.
Yeah.
And Buffalo, you got the number 1 defense. I mean,
yeah,
you got the number 1 defense. Hold them to a field goal. And first of all, Buffalo should have won that game. Let's put it like that.
They should have won the game. I totally agree.
I don't know what the special teams coach was talking about. That should have been a squib kick. At least 4 to 5 seconds would have came off the clock. At the least, and that's game. He wouldn't have. They wouldn't have time. They wouldn't have time to. In my mind, well, I'm not. It's Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, but I'm just saying, it would have been less likely for them to be able to score. But that's just my mindset on the overtime rule. Keep it like it is. I mean, because the NFL is already trying to limit players from getting injured, but now you want to extend the game. You want to extend the game longer. So I mean, you want to extend the game. You're trying to prevent injuries. So, I mean, so what is it? Are you going to do another 15-minute period? I mean, or if they score, they get the ball back, and what if the other team score, and it's tied up again? Is it just going to keep going? Like when does it end? It's like we know the rules. They changed the rules the first time from you kick the ball. I mean, field goal could have won the game. They changed that. So now at least you get a chance. You get a chance if the person gets the field goal, you get a chance. So in my mind, it's just stop.
Yeah, I think you got to stop them. I'm not a proponent of changing the rule anymore. I get tired of watching college football when it's like 106 to 100. And the guys are about to pass out, they're bleeding and they're tired and they can barely breathe. I don't like that. I mean, we can do this all day. But I want to see closure, and I don't want it to be dragging out. I want high drama, and I just want it to be taken care of fairly quickly. I don't want to watch that college stuff. I don't like that.
But I do like the rule in college. I like it in college.
Yeah, I mean, the thing to me about college, to me personally, that makes it kind of hokey is like you can do this all day,
And you
and
seen,
and it and it's like I just like the fact that when you're kicking the ball off in the overtime period, you as a team understand, hey, yo, we got to get this thing done now, and I just think the sense of urgency is far greater. Yeah, it's a bummer if you lose like that, but like James Moore alluded to earlier, hey, play some defense. I mean, you've been stopping them most of the game, and all of a sudden you can't stop them on this one drive. I think it's mental with a lot of these teams. I don't know, but not a big proponent of it. But that being said, they are thinking about changing the rule. We'll see what happens over the summer. The NFC Championship and the AFC Championship have been decided, and we got a big weekend coming up. But before we get into those topics or that topic, let's look at some issues in the NFL and address them really quickly. And I'd like to start with Aaron Rodgers. And my question is Aaron Rodgers a choke artist in the playoffs? He's 11-0 in the playoffs. Tom Brady is 35-12. He's got 7 Super Bowl rings. Aaron Rodgers has 1. And he's 5-4 at the frigid Lambeau Field place that everybody is scared to death about. And it's all of a sudden not looking like such a scary place all of a sudden. Is Aaron Rodgers a choke artist in the playoffs? Stu?
I'm gonna have to say yes. That's the reason you have that beautiful picture behind you right now. He's 0-4.
Yeah.
He's 0-4 versus the 49ers in the playoffs. He's only been to 1 Super Bowl. The great Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
He can make it to the NFC Championship game, but that's usually as far as he gets. So with a talent like that and with the type of teams he's been on, I don't want to hear any excuses. I think it's fair to say in the playoffs that he is a choke artist. Regular season, he's the man, MVP. He'll get it done. In the playoffs, choke artist.
Stu, I think we lost you on the last part there. Can you mention that again? The last couple of seconds there, we lost you.
Gotcha. I was saying that in the playoffs, choke artist. Regular season, he's the man. But when it's time to get it done, he seems to fall short more than he's successful. And, he's only been to 1 Super Bowl. So I definitely have to say he's a choke artist in the playoffs.
Aaron Moore, what say you, brother?
Saying he's a choke artist. Saying he's a choke artist. Yeah, keyword is playoffs. But if I'm saying a choke artist is he never lost a game for them though. Like has Aaron Rodgers? Can you sit back and say Aaron Rodgers has lost a playoff game for the Green Bay Packers?
Yes.
Now, when you say has he been like personally responsible for the loss, I can't think of a time when he's been personally responsible.
That's what I'm talking about. Like when you say choke, that's what I'm talking about. When you
when
you say Tannehill, you can be like Tannehill lost that game for the Titans.
Okay.
So I mean, you could think of quarterbacks that have lost games for a Titan, but if now on the other hand, if you say would you want Aaron Rodgers to be on your team, leading your team on the field in a playoff game? How many people would say yes?
Well, hey, probably
I would.
95, 90, 100%. 100% of the people would say yes.
I'm just saying. I mean, 49ers. The 49ers got the Packers number. Yeah, they prove it. They got the Packers number. Now, should their offense have scored more points than what they did against the 49ers at home in Lambeau Field? Of course they should have. But is that a testament of all on Aaron Rodgers? Can you say that? I mean,
I
Yeah.
would,
No, but
because
I
who,
Well,
who's the
I'll say
MVP
this,
of the league?
Aaron. I'll say this. I agree with what you said a moment ago about can you personally say or can you say that this game was lost because of what Aaron Rodgers did? He's never had a game like that. But at the same time, he only scored 10 points in a game that they had to win, and he's not that guy that scores less than 20. He's not that dude. And for that to happen, it's not all his fault. The special teams lost the game. The Green Bay Packers special teams lost the game. Aaron Rodgers did not go out there and lose the game, but he didn't show up. That's the problem I have here with Aaron Rodgers' performance in this particular game. He just didn't show up. And that's not Aaron Rodgers. And when you go, year after year, that's 2 NFC Championship games that he's lost and a third playoff game in a row that he's lost, and it looks really bad. And then the next question after all of this that I'd like to throw out to you guys is you got 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Brett Favre. Okay, now we're going to look at the Green Bay Packer organization. You got Brett Favre and you got Aaron Rodgers. They got 2 Super Bowl wins. Brett Favre has one, Aaron Rodgers has one, and these 2 guys right here on your screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, have been the only quarterbacks to quarterback the Green Bay Packers for 30 years, and you only get 2 Super Bowls out of that. Are the Green Bay Packers as an organization responsible for failure to get it done in this case? I'll throw it out to you, Stu.
That's a tough question. Of course, the organization does have to take some fault because they're in charge of talent. They're in charge of putting coaches together and everything like that. But at the end of the day, you guys had 2 great quarterbacks. Now, at least you did get, at least 2 Super Bowl wins out of it. But,
Yeah.
With the talent and the caliber of guys you had, you definitely should have had more than that. But let's not forget that who was there doing that. Tom Brady was there doing that, and he had 7 rings. Aaron Rodgers happened to play in an era where there was a Tom Brady that existed, and I'm still not giving no excuses because it's not like he was in the Super Bowl and they were battling. He's only been to 1 Super Bowl, so he didn't even get in a shot, give his team a chance to win the Super Bowl as actually playing in another Super Bowl. So, it's one of those things where everyone has some blame in it. I just can't say the organization. Because with a talent like Aaron Rodgers, and to point out another point on the last topic is you guys had the worst special teams in the league. If it wasn't the worst, it was the second to worst.
It was the worst. We were number 32.
So with that fact, we're not expecting our special teams to win the game. We're expecting the MVP of the league, Aaron Rodgers, to show up to the point where if the special teams, if there's a hiccup like that, we scored enough points to win the game. We scored more than 10 points, and that's why I put the blame on Aaron Rodgers because you're the MVP. You're the most valuable player. And in the game, a must win. You did not show up. You had one of your worst games, your worst playoff games, and worst career games in your career in the playoffs. And that's why I said that I put that blame on Aaron Rodgers.
So, Aaron Moore, I'm going to throw it out to you. Are the Green Bay Packers as an organization responsible for not getting, over the years, 30 years, 2 Super Bowl wins, Brett Favre and my main man, Aaron Rodgers, are they responsible for not getting these 2 men the talent that they needed to get it done?
I'm gonna say yes. The organization is Stewart said. Everybody plays a part in it, and for you to win a championship in the NFL, it trickles down. It takes the owner, it takes the vice president, it takes the GM, and then it trickles down to the coach, the coaching staff, and then it trickles down to the players. It takes everybody in that one. I ain't leaving out the trainers too. The trainers, It takes everybody,
Yeah.
everybody in that organization to win a championship. So yes, and then you got to look at the teams Brett Favre was going up against. He was going up against some juggernauts.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't no slouch teams that he was going up against. So
Yeah. Very true.
so and then you got to look at that. But yeah, they could have put more talent around them. They should have more rings. If you look at the two quarterbacks that they have, and but you can't just put it on two individuals, because if you look at Aaron Rodgers I mean, they went and drafted a quarterback when they should have got a skill play on offense to upset Adams, running back,
Yeah.
receiver. Like, what are you trying? What are you trying? Are you trying to win the Super Bowl, or are you trying to plan for the future? Like, what are you trying to do? So that's why I say it's an organizational thing. Like, you can't make moves like that and say we got Aaron Rodgers and we're just gonna put everything on his shoulders. Like, you can't do that. You gotta help him out too. So that's why I say it's an organization, but they should have more than two rings.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to let you guys know that this just in, the Tennessee Titans have unveiled a new logo. So pretty awesome, pretty snazzy, huh? Anyway, we're going to move on. I just wanted to throw that out. I thought it was worth discussing. But another topic in the NFL that I think is worth chewing on just a little bit is do you think that Tom Brady is at the point now where maybe he might want to move on?
I think that he's definitely done enough. He's done more than enough. He said he wanted to play to 45, and I think that's what he'll do. But if he decided this to be his last year, I mean, guy got 7 Super Bowls. He got all the records, all the accolades. He is the GOAT of the NFL. So, that's his prerogative. But I believe he's going to play for another year and do what he said he was going to do and end it at 45.
Well, I think he is too, because after the ball game, the assistant coaches had to tackle him. He pulled an AB on the field, and they said, Tom, and it's going to be all right, man. Come on, we're going to do this next year, and they were able to get him back to the locker room. But anyway, Aaron, so what do you think about it? Do you think it's about time for maybe Tom to maybe call it quits? He's got 7 rings. He's going to be 45 next year. What are your thoughts?
Well, coming from his words, he said it's going to be up to his wife, his kids, they're going to have a say in it as well. But I will say this: when it's over, it's over.
Yeah.
And if you still have a chance to go out there and play, especially well, I'm speaking for myself, but if you have a chance to go out there and play, you're gonna go out there and play. And because I mean, what's one more year? What's one more year compared to the rest of his life? Like, if he wants to give it one more shot, I mean, he's earned that right. Like, if he come back, I mean, he has nothing. He's going to first time Hall of Fame. So I mean, I just think that if he still has that itch in him to come back, he should come back. And mind you, it's really not playing the games. It's preparing for the season.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta get your mind in. It's the grunt work of going through that 17-week season plus playoffs, and working out and everything that goes with it. And I don't think people really understand what actually, especially at that high level, of any athlete, not just a football player, but what they actually put their body through just to go out there and play on Sunday.
Well, I tell you what, if he had gone out the way it looked like for a moment when they were down 27-3, I would have been more inclined to think that. But look, dude, he's down 27-3. He almost came back and won the game. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't look like he's ready to quit. I think I think there were some internal issues. AB, speaking of Antonio Brown and leaving. I mean, that was his main target, and they've had other injuries throughout the year. And Tom Brady's kind of tried to make the best of the situation at 13-4, and coming within 3 points of another NFC Championship doesn't really look like a guy that's ready to quit. I think that I tell you, Tom Brady's. You know what? The MVP actually should have gone to Tom Brady. And if nobody talked about Tom Brady like that all year, he had 43 touchdowns. He led his team to a 13-4 record. And with all the guys that he likes to have on the field missing here and there, and again, not having AB and still almost pulling it off, that dude is sick. And if he wanted to come back, I know he could do it effectively. The question is, will he? Because he's getting up there. But like you said, Stu, he said he wanted to play until he's 45. And then Jeff Gatta says Rodgers is going to be a Steeler. Well,
it's some ties there. It's some ties there. They got a apparently they have a good relationship. So
yes, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he. That would be a good move. That would be a good move. Matter of fact, I would like to see that.
Yeah, I think they'd be fine as long as they don't play San Francisco. Anyway, so yeah, man, we'll see what happens. There's some other topics though, and you mentioned this, Aaron Moore. You mentioned this earlier, and I'm going to throw it out. Should the Tennessee Titans move on from Ryan Tannehill?
Oh, I would say he is owed a lot of money. I think he's owed around $22-25 million next year.
Okay.
That's a lot of dough for Ryan Tannehill, especially what he did in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If you can't find nobody that's feasible, to replace him, then you got to bring him back. Like, it's like who you gonna replace him with? And matter of fact, who wants to come there?
Yeah.
But we saw Tannehill be fine if he has a running game. If he has a running game, he's fine.
Okay.
So I think me personally, I think you bring him back because replacing him, and it depends who you replace him with. If you could go out there and get a Deshaun Watson or something like that, of course I'd replace Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
But if you can't, I don't think Russell Wilson's gonna go there.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's not going there.
No.
Rodgers I don't believe will make that move if he got a good relationship with Pittsburgh. So who do you replace him? A lot of people want to get rid of somebody before they have a replacement.
Yeah.
I never understood that. I'm like, stick with the guy until you find a replacement and then move on. Like, to me, he's a middle of the road quarterback. He's a decent quarterback. And as long as you have the running game and Henry can stay healthy and they have solid backups just in case Henry go down like he did, then I think he could be okay.
Yeah, well, James Moore says, what quarterback isn't good without a running game? It's a great point, James.
Dilford.
Who's this?
Dilford, Trent Dilford.
He had Ray Lewis. Hey, yo, Eric, he had Ray.
What quarterback isn't good without a running game? I said Trent Dilford.
Well, okay. I'll Stu, go ahead and respond. I didn't give you a chance to respond to that, Stu.
I agree. Tannehill, he's good as long as they don't have anybody to replace him. If they are able to get one of those big quarterbacks, or if they're able to draft his replacement, then they'll do that. But until then, he's their guy. Until you find someone who's better than him, he's the guy going forward. So, whenever they get a chance to do that, I think they'll definitely probably end up drafting a guy eventually. I don't know if it'll be this year or next year, but drafting his replacement. so that they can groom him up and he can take over their starting position. But as of right now, they don't have any other options, no better options, should I say? So Tannehill is the
Yes.
guy. Yeah.
Tannehill is the guy. Okay. Do the Rams have to win it all, or it's a failed season? Stu, what do you think about that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, they do. It's LA. They brought the stars out. They have a star-studded, loaded roster. They went and got Von Miller. They already had Aaron Donald. They went and got James Ramsey. They got Cooper Cup. You went and got the quarterback. So it's win or bust.
Don't forget that guy.
They went and got Forrest Gump, and he just keeps running.
Don't forget the
It's
water
win or
boy.
bust. Forgot about number 9 too, the water boy. He's laying people out.
They did it all.
They did it all. So
Yeah, they did it
you know,
all.
win or bust, and also from a business standpoint, they invested a lot of money into these players and they can't hold them for long. So with that said, it's win or bust.
What do you think about that, Aaron?
They put this team together to win a championship,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they just upset the GOAT,
Yep.
Tom Brady. So, in saying that, uh, they going against San Fran. Um, I believe they're going to the Super Bowl. It's hard to beat a team. They beat them twice, right? Then they beat the.
This
Yes.
year,
Mhm.
Yes.
It's hard. It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah.
Um, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. I think Sean McVay and his coaching staff knows what the 49ers are going to do, just like the 49ers know what the Rams going to do. But I just believe that they can't let this opportunity slip out of their hands and get another shot at trying to win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
So I think this is Super Bowl or bust. I think they have to make it to the Super Bowl, and if they face Kansas City in the Super Bowl, I don't think they're going to win, but I do believe that this is Super Bowl or bust.
Well, I think so. I don't think there's any question. If they and James Moore, I do agree with you. Styles make fights. Your fighting style determines the outcome, and the way the 49ers play is not good for the Rams. And I think if the 49ers come out and play like they're supposed to, the Rams are in trouble. And if they don't win it all this year, I think it will be totally unacceptable when you think about all those names that Antoine Real Stewart just named that they acquired to win it all. Aaron Moore, you said it yourself. They acquired all of these people to win it all. That was the only goal in mind, is to win a Super Bowl, the LA Rams. Will it be acceptable if they don't do it? According to this guy, no, 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 absolutely not. So they got to do it, man. And I'm looking at San Francisco right now. If they come out under ideal climate conditions, I think the Rams are in trouble. I think they're in trouble, and I'm going to go and put the 49ers out there right now as a team that's going to the Super Bowl. We will see what happens. The Rams are very dangerous. They proved that. And as you said, it's hard to beat Tom Brady twice, and they did that in one season. But I'm gonna go with the San Francisco 49ers right now. I think they're a team that was victimized by a cold day, and the Green Bay Packers were not able to take advantage of that. How about this one, guys? Will Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills ever beat Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs?
most definitely.
Okay.
I think we would have saw that this year if Josh Allen would have called heads and got the ball first.
Yeah.
That whoever got that ball was going to score because both offenses were like unstoppable that night. And
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree. Yes. Yeah.
from what I saw, to be honest with you, what I saw is Josh Allen has elevated his game to another level. You know, last year he was playing good and stuff like that. But this year, I
Yeah.
mean, he's elevated to that level where, I've seen a lot of memes where they're like, this is the Tom Brady and Peyton Manning of the now.
Yeah.
We're watching two quarterbacks duel, and we'll be watching this for years to come. I think he has arrived. He is now. We already knew that Patrick Mahomes is the guy, as far as the new generation. And I think Josh
Right.
Allen showed why he is going to be the competition for him. And they will be competing to go to the Super Bowl. A lot of times it's going to come down to these two teams.
Aaron Moore, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think he has a shot to beat Mahomes in the future. Um, that- like Stewart said, if Buffalo gets the ball, the chance of them scoring is highly likely. So
Yeah.
I think they get a shot, but Josh Allen's gonna have to play like he played this past week, though. That's how he's gonna have to play um, for them to have a shot at beating Kansas City. But it's possible. I mean, Kansas City can be beat. It's not like they can't be beat. You know, they we saw early in the season when they made mistakes, but it's just when they get rolling. When they get rolling, it's hard to beat. And also, look, it comes down to coaching too. Andy Reid, the depending on how long Andy Reid's there, it's going to be tough to beat Kansas City because he has them guys prepared, man. They are prepared for the moment. Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach. I mean, he has them guys prepared for every situation.
Yeah.
So, and I think if it was reverse and Kansas City was kicking off the Buffalo, I don't think Buffalo probably would have got a shot because I think it would have been a squib kick. Somebody
Yeah.
screwed that up on Buffalo side, but it comes down to coaching too in these situations.
Yeah.
So it's just not about the quarterbacks. Come down to coaching, but I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo, a couple years down the road, and upset Patrick Mahomes to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Listen, here's the thing about it. You're talking about two young guns. They've got excellent football teams. They've got many years to play in the NFL. I think they're both 25, 24, something like that, 26. They're right in there, both of them. And they're going to have many more of these gunfights. And I mean, I'm sure Buffalo would like nothing better than to have the next gunfight at their place. And maybe things would be different. But I just look at Kansas City and I go, wow, every year they find a way to get through the AFC and get to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is just amazing. I mean, that guy is absolutely amazing. And I think Patrick is just a little bit better than Josh Allen. Josh Allen depends on his feet a lot. Can throw the ball. Got a great gun. But the throws that Mahomes is able to make is ridiculous. And with velocity. I mean, he can throw off his back foot, falling down, sidewinding. That thing's like a pitcher, for the Houston Astros.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know if Josh Allen will ever beat this guy, man. I mean, the Chiefs have got Tyreek Hill. They've got all these weapons. I mean, the Chiefs are sick. When the Chiefs are playing like this, nobody can beat them. When they're playing like this, but they haven't done it all year, and if they're able, well, anyway, speaking of that, I'm going to just go ahead and dive into it right now. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, at 3 p.m. on CBS, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs play at 3 p.m. on Sunday. I'm going to save my pick for last. Stu, who you got?
I got to go with Chiefs at home. They got that special guy, Mahomes. They got the coaching staff. They got the players. They had the experience. A lot of people didn't see the Bengals making it this far. It's definitely going to be tough for that. Cincinnati did beat them in the regular season. They did beat them in the regular season. So, they have a shot. It's the playoffs, one and done. But I just don't see them coming in there to Arrowhead Stadium and getting the win over these guys. I think that the Chiefs are better coached. They got the experience. They've been there. They've won the Super Bowl. I'm picking the Chiefs to win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than what a lot of people think.
Aaron Moore.
You know what? It's something about Joe Burrow. He got that it factor.
Okay.
Like he got that factor. Like it's just that aura around him. He got that. He's starting to have that.
Home Alone.
I don't want to give him too. I was gonna say Tom Brady, but I don't want to give him that too many stars right now in his young season. But he just got some aura around him. But I tell you this, I won't be shocked if Bengals win this game. I won't be shocked. But I just think the Chiefs have an opportunity right now, and they see the opportunity they have right in front of them, and they like, we can't let this slip away. We can't. We right here. There's no way we can allow the Cincinnati Bengals to come into our place and beat us, and we cannot allow that to happen. And after the game they had against Buffalo, I think the Chiefs going to take care of business, and they going on to the Super Bowl.
Well, I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well, but I do like what you said about Joe Burrow. He's a very confident young man. He doesn't look as though he's easy to get unraveled. No matter how bad it gets. I mean, he was sacked 8 times in that game against Tennessee. He was getting pounded back there. Got up, calm, shook it off, kept pitching. Kept pitching. And he didn't look like he was fazed, honestly. I love his confidence. And I think he's capable of beating the Chiefs. He's already done it this year. But I can't go against Kansas City either. I got to go with the Chiefs. I just think the way they're playing, an unstoppable team. You just said it. Buffalo was ranked number 1 in defense this year. And they went through them like a hot knife through butter. Yeah. Just get out of my way. And I mean, dude, I don't know how the way the Chiefs are playing right now. I don't know that they can be stopped. I'm going to go with Kansas City as well. But I tell you one thing, I think the Bengals are going to give them all they want and some more, and we may see a repeat of the Buffalo Chiefs game this Sunday when the Bengals come to town. NFC Championship has the 49ers and the Rams, 6:30 p.m. on Sunday on Fox. Stu, need I ask you who you got, dude?
Well, bang, bang, Niner gang. We're going to come in there. We're going to take their lunch money. We're going to snatch their teams. It's going to be a physical game. We're going to do what we need to do. It's going to come down to who wants it more. I think the 49ers have shown that we are that team. The Rams had a chance to knock us out the playoffs, and it would have been the Saints in the playoffs. They couldn't get the job done. We've beaten them in the last 6 games. So I think that we're in Sean McVay's head. I think that we're in the players' head. And when they have that monkey on their back, and we're coming in there as the underdogs. And another thing, it's going to be a home game for us at their stadium. Last game we played, we had more fans in their stadium than they had. And they tried some shenanigans with Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster wasn't trying to sell the 49er fans, but Ticketmaster a lot of fans disputed it, and they said, all right, we don't care. They were trying to say if you had a certain area code that to buy tickets from Ticketmaster. But, that got thrown down now. Anybody can buy tickets. They tried to hold us out. It's going to be a home game for the 49ers. I call that Levi Stadium South, even though it's in Los Angeles at the Rams Stadium. We all know who runs California, so when it comes to football. So definitely picking the 49ers for the dub.
Aaron Moore, who you got, bro?
Stu ain't gonna like this, but I got the Rams, man. I think I know the 49ers have had the Ram numbers for a long time. But it gets to a point where a lot of people don't have the Rams as favorite, to tell you the truth. A lot of people think the 49ers are going to win this game.
Okay.
So, and I believe Aaron Donald in that. I think Aaron Donald is going to take this personally because the last game when the 40 to get the 49ers in playoffs, 49ers ran the ball straight down their throat basically.
Yeah.
Uh with with basically with ease, I would say. So I for the Rams to win this game, they're gonna have to shut down. Not even shut down. They're gonna have to slow down. I would say slow down this running game. And if they can do that, I say that's the best chance they have to win this game.
Yeah.
Um, I do see Stafford putting up some points on his defense. I think the only thing I don't want Sean to get away with is the running game. I don't want him to get pass happy because if he gets pass happy, that get him because San Fran has a talented D line. They have a talented front seven. If Sean McVay gets pass happy, which he tends to do sometimes. It's going to be dangerous.
Yes.
He has to stick with the run, even if the run's not working at first. Even if you're getting 1 or 2 yards, he has to stick with the run. He has to lean on that play action with Matt Stafford. If they could do that, and Odell Beckham show up, I think the Rams have a good chance to win. But I mean, 49ers, they're a heck of a team too. They on fire right now. So it's gonna come down to turnovers. It's gonna come down to that running game, and we're gonna see what happens. But I mean, in my mind, LA knows everything Stewart says. LA knows it, and the players know it. The players know it. The coaches know it. Everybody in that organization know it. We haven't beat these boys. What better way, better time to beat these guys than going to the Super Bowl? They can have all the other wins. They can have all of them. But this one, we have to get. And I think that's the mentality they have. And I mean, they was up 17 points last game. If they keep that foot put to the metal, 49ers might not even been in the playoffs. But I got the Rams winning the game.
Okay. We had Matt LaRock says Tom Brady. We've moved past Brady, Matt. Thank you for the update. And yeah, I know Tom Brady knows it. Anyway, so here's the thing. I'm going to go with the 49ers in this one. And the reason I'm going to go with the 49ers, I just think, and you just mentioned this about Sean McVay and his play calling. Sometimes he leans on Stafford too much, and he gets really, really excited about him throwing the ball and forgetting about Sony Michel and the running game. And I know what Matthew Stafford is capable of. He's capable of have you look this way after he throws it, and then you're going pick six, and there's Sean McVay going, no, Matthew. Yeah, so look, I don't know. I just think that Stafford has a penchant to throw picks at the wrong time. And the 49ers defense is not the team to get careless with. That rush is going to be coming. They're very athletic and physical on defense. Secondary's athletic. And that's not to say the Rams can't win it. It's going to be a good game. Either way, this is going to be a very exciting game. But I'm going to lean with the 49ers in this one. James Moore says, 49ers, the physical nature will overwhelm the Rams yet again. I have to agree with them. I just think this is a game that San Francisco is going to get and get back to another Super Bowl and maybe rectify a Super Bowl that they should have won. The last time they were there against the Kansas City Chiefs about 3 years ago, they had that game wrapped up, and Patrick Mahomes and the boys escaped. So that being said, I'm going to go with that. Now, before we get out of here, though, ladies and gentlemen, we want to visit the state of the Washington football team real quick with their main man, Aaron Moore. What's going on with the football team, Aaron?
Quarterback.
Okay.
That's everything other than the name change and
Yeah.
revealing new uniforms. It's all about quarterback, and that's basically what everybody's talking about. Is you got to get some guy in here, but listening to what everybody's talking about, it's looking like that lower level quarterback that we may have to go after, like a
Yeah.
Mariota, or you know, other upgrades are Derek Carr and Garoppolo. All the other quarterbacks, I just don't. We don't have enough weapons, enough players to entice a Russell Wilson or a Rodgers to come to Washington. We don't have enough. We don't have enough weapons for that. For them to look at our roster, because I mean, if you look at our roster and you like Rodgers, you look at Pittsburgh roster. Who you gonna go to? You're gonna go
Yeah.
to Pittsburgh. Even the coach.
Yeah.
If the coach did, move on from their quarterback. If you look at their roster and look at Washington, what roster you gonna go to? You gonna go to the coach. I mean, it's just common sense, but I mean, that's what it is right now. Of course, drafting a quarterback. Washington has the 11th pick. Will they stay there or move up? In my mind, I don't see any of these quarterbacks in the draft worthy of moving up.
Yeah.
We'll see, but they do need to draft a quarterback. They do need to draft a quarterback, and I think Rivera wants a veteran quarterback. He don't want to go into the season with a rookie quarterback. You know, 9 times out of 10, what's that going to turn what the season going to look like? But I think it may be one of these tier lower level tier quarterbacks like a Mariota or I personally want Garoppolo. That's the quarterback. Garoppolo or Derek Carr, one of them two. If I can get them in a as Stewart would say, Washington's Commanders uniform, I'll be happy with that. I'll be happy with Derek Carr, Garoppolo, for them to be our quarterback.
Well, I know that the president of operations for the Washington Redskins is going to have a big job this year. And president, by the way, of operations is Doug Williams, former Super Bowl quarterback for the Washington the football team, then the Redskins. If I were Ron Rivera, I would walk into Doug Williams' office, knock on the door, and go, "Hey, Doug, suit up. It needs you on the field, bro." But anyway, so we'll see what happens. Now, on February 2nd, the Washington football team will announce the name of their new team. The word on the street is they're going to be named the Washington Commandos. And so there's the helmet right there, the Washington Commanders, I mean to say. I don't know how much truth there is to that. Stewart, what's up with the new name, man? What are you hearing, brother?
I mean, that's the word on the street. They got a couple of names out there, but the Commanders is seeming like that's the way they're going to go. I saw their pants, and they had those stars on there to match that helmet. I don't know if that's going to be the exact logo or whatever, but Commander seems like that's going to be the name. I know a lot of Washington fans don't like that name. As you see Aaron's face right now, he doesn't really like that name. But, I think it's one of those names that could stick. It'll grow on you the more they keep it. But, Washington Commanders, and be careful what you wish for. You guys say you want Jimmy. I hope you get him. And then we're going to see what Jimmy is made out of without the coach, without the play call, without the weapons the 49ers have. We're going to see what Jimmy G can do. So I hope you guys definitely get Jimmy, and hopefully he can help your team. So,
we got weapons too. It's just the problem with our weapons is they was on the couch. They was hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, guys, well, we'll see what happens on February 2nd. What they actually end up naming the football team. If Jimmy goes to Washington, they will make the playoffs. I think so. I think Garoppolo can get him there. I think he's a decent quarterback. He just doesn't show up all the time, and you don't know what you're going to get out of him. But he's not a bum by any stretch of the imagination, and he certainly is better than what the football team has in their cupboard right now as it stands. So that would be a plausible move to bring in Jimmy G if, in fact, he becomes available. But, yeah.
I'm sorry, Mo. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
no, that's okay.
I will say this. Ron Rivera went 7-10 with the roster we had this year. And mind you, we had a first place schedule. And Ron Rivera was 7-10.
Okay.
Now, if we bring Jimmy in next year, and we're not gonna have a first place schedule, we're gonna have a gummy bear. Now, I ain't gonna say gummy bear schedule because it's NFL, but we're gonna have a weaker schedule. Yeah. And I would say Jimmy could give us more than 7 wins.
I put it this way. Like I said, Jimmy plays on a great team, right? His last 4 playoff wins.
Yeah.
0 touchdowns. Jimmy Garoppolo's last 4 playoff wins, he's thrown 0 touchdowns. Yes, we won the game, but it wasn't because of him. He did it. He contributed. He did enough not to screw it up. We ran the ball. We played good defense. He didn't score any points.
Yeah.
This is the guy. You're gonna mark my words. I hope
as long as my quarterback don't turn the ball over and lose the game.
Oh, he's gonna do. It's Jimmy Garoppolo. He's gonna do that. He's gonna turn
the ball over. He had 15 interceptions. So I mean,
Jimmy.
Anyway, Jimmy's an upgrade for anything on our roster at that position.
You gonna see? Hey, it's not the same line. I know, Mo. We gotta go. But.
Oh no. I think we will definitely see what happens. I mean, because, we still got more football left. The 49ers have a Super Bowl to try to go and get, and then they'll think about it afterwards. But Jimmy G certainly could come available, and the football team could possibly get him. There's so many scenarios that could unfold over the summer. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching the Maurice Brown Show Sports Edition with Antoine Real Stewart and Aaron Moore. And if you enjoyed watching the show, like it and share it and subscribe to the Maurice Brown Comedy Channel, as well as any social media engine that Antoine Real Stewart and Aaron Moore are a part of. And also Aaron Moore, not just a former tight end for Bowie State University, he's also a photographer. Tell fans how they can follow you on social media, Aaron.
You can follow me on my Instagram at Aaron Moore Photography, or you can check me out on my website, aaronmorephotography.com.
And Stu, how can fans follow you?
You can follow me on Real Talk Convo on YouTube. It's the channel me and Aaron Moore are starting. Hopefully we'll be going live soon. Real Talk Convo.
Sounds good. And if you came in on the end of this and you missed it, hey, you know what? You don't have to worry about it, because tomorrow about midday on the Creative Motion Network, you can watch the whole thing again about 12 or 1 o'clock. So really, you didn't miss anything. You can see the whole thing tomorrow. So check it out and check out the football games this weekend. See what happens. It should be a whole lot of fun. I am Maurice Brown for Antoine Real Stewart and my main man, Aaron Moore. We say good night, and we will see you guys next week as we talk Super Bowl and other topics going on in the NFL. Aaron Moore, Antoine Real Stewart, may the peace of Jesus Christ be with you and your families, brothers.
Thank you.